Hello dear students, welcome back to physics online class. So today we are here to discuss about dielectric materials. So basically what are the dielectric materials? So dielectric materials are nothing but, so these are all non-conducting substances. So what is dielectric materials here? So dielectric materials are non-conducting substances, and these dielectric materials not having any kind of charge carriers. So what are dielectric materials here? So dielectric materials are non-conducting substances, and these dielectric materials are not having any kind of charge carriers. So in case of the dielectrics, I will consider that non-polar dielectrics material and another one is polar dielectric material. So let me begin with the dielectric materials here. So what are dielectric materials here? Dielectric materials. Dielectric materials. So what are the dielectric materials? Basically dielectric materials are non-conducting substances. So these are all non-conducting substance, non-conducting substance here, and these substances are not having the charge carriers, and it is not having charge carriers. So these are all dielectric materials here. So what are dielectric materials here? So these dielectric materials are non-conducting substance. So these not conducting substance are not having any kind of charge carriers. So in case of that dielectric materials, so I will categorize that dielectric materials as a non-polar dielectrics. Non-polar dielectrics, and another one is polar dielectrics. So what is that non-polar dielectrics here? So non-polar dielectrics is nothing but so in case of that non-polar dielectrics, the center of positive ion is coincide with the center of the negative ion. So what is that non-polar dielectrics here? The center of positive ion, the center of positive ion is coincide with the center of positive ion is coincide with the center of negative ion. So what it means here? The center of positive ion is coincide with the center of negative ion. It means that so these non-polar dielectrics doesn't have any kind of permanent dipole here. So there exists a positive and negative ions at the same point. For example, so center of positive ion is coincide with the center of the negative ions. So for example H2, so O2. So these are all example for non-polar dielectrics, or CO2. So these are all example for non-polar dielectric substance here. Suppose if these non-polar dielectric substance, if you kept in presence of uniform electric field, then what happens here? So there exists a separation of positive and negative ions. So look at here, non-polar dielectric materials are nothing but the center of positive ion is coincide with the center of negative ions, I said. Suppose if these dielectric materials are, so non-polar dielectric material, if it is placed, so if that external electric field is 0, so now I will place that another region here. So in this region electric field is not 0 here. So if that electric field is 0 means in case of that non-polar dielectrics, so center of positive ion is coincide with the center of negative ions. So if that external electric field is 0, center of positive ion is coincide with the center of negative ion. So if that external electric field is not 0, then what happens here? So now in this situation, so there exists a certain kind of separation between that positive and negative ion. So if you place that non-polar dielectrics in presence of external electric field, then there exists a separation of negative and positive ion here. So that dielectrics I will name it as a non-polar dielectrics. So another dielectric material is polar dielectrics. Next one is polar dielectrics. So what are these polar dielectrics? So in case of that polar dielectrics, the center of positive ion is not coincide with the center of negative ion. So what are that polar dielectrics here? The center of positive ion is not coincide with the center of negative ion. So what are that polar dielectrics here? So polar dielectrics means the center of positive ion is not coincide with the center of the negative ion. So what it mean here? So in case of that polar molecules, there exists a permanent dipole moment. So there exists a certain kind of separation between negative and positive ion. Suppose if these polar dielectrics materials are placed in presence of uniform electric field, for example I am having that polar dielectric material. If these polar dielectric materials, if I place in an external electric field, how the arrangement of these polar dielectrics material I need to understand here. Suppose, so in this region external electric field is 0 here. So another reason I will choose here. So in this region external electric field is not 0. So if that external electric field is 0 means these polar dielectric materials, so negative and positive, and this one is positive and negative, negative positive here, positive negative, negative positive, like that. So in case of that polar dielectrics, in absence of external electric field, so these molecules are oriented in a random direction. If I place these molecules in presence of a uniform electric field, so all the molecules are aligned in a particular direction here. So look at here. So these molecules are aligned along the direction of external electric field here. So look at here. So these molecules are aligned in a particular direction. So if that external electric field is not 0 means it is so it will orient in a different direction here. So in presence of external electric field, all the molecules are aligned in a particular direction. So alignment is along the direction of the external electric field here. So from positive to negative here. So look at here, in case of the dielectric materials, so dielectric materials are nothing but basically these are all non-conducting substance, and these substance doesn't have any kind of charge carriers. So in case of dielectric materials, so one I will take it as a non-polar dielectrics, another one is polar dielectrics. Now I will understand that what is dielectric polarization. So I want to make the separation of positive ions and as well as negative ions from the dielectric materials. So how will you make the separation of positive and negative ions? So in case of the dielectric materials I need to understand. So for that purpose, so I have to understand the concept related to it here. Dielectric polarization. So what is that exact mean of the dielectric polarization here? So dielectric polarization is nothing but the phenomenon of inducing charges on the surface of dielectric material. So on the surface of dielectric material, I want to induce that positive and negative charges. So that is what I will name this one as a dielectric polarization. So what is the dielectric polarization here? The phenomenon of inducing charges on the surface of dielectric material. Okay, so that I will name it as a dielectric polarization. So how will you induce the charges on the surface of dielectric material here? So in order to induce the charges on the surface of dielectric material, so these dielectric materials I want to keep it in a external electric field here. So in order to make the, or in order to induce the charges on the surface of a dielectric material, I have to place this dielectric material in presence of external electric field. So for example, so I will choose that two plate here. So between these two plates, I will place one dielectric material. So look at here. So this one consists of positive and this plate consists of negative charge. So what is the direction of electric field lines here? So electric field lines starts from the positive plate and ends with the negative plate. So this plate will produce the electric field E naught. So I will consider two plate here. One is plate A and plate B. Between the plate there exists a electric field and these two plate will produce the electric field. So that value in general I will take it as a E naught here. Now between these two plate I want to place one dielectric substance here. So if I place the dielectric substance here, so look at here. So when you place the dielectric substance in presence of a external electric field, so all the molecules are aligned along a particular direction here. So these molecules will get aligned in a particular direction because of the external electric field. So this is the direction of electric field, means so these molecules will arrange along the direction of electric field here. So these molecules will align along the direction of the electric field. So look at here. So between the plate A and B, so I will place one dielectric material here. So because of the presence of that electric field here, external electric field, all the molecules are orient along a particular direction. So now look at here. I want to calculate that what is the net electric field inside the dielectric material here. So in order to consider that net electric field inside the dielectric material, so I said that, so because of the presence of external electric field, so these molecules are orient in a particular direction. So now let me choose certain area here. So look at here. So I want to choose certain area here. So look at here. So this is the certain area. Okay, so here that, so these molecules consist of negative and as well as positive here. So here positive charges are placed and here negative charges are present. So because of this positive charge, all the negative charges are getting attracted towards left side, and because of this is negative plate, all the positive ends are getting attracted towards the right hand here. So now in this situation, so now look at here. So whatever the dielectric material I choose here, so inside the dielectric material, so net charge will be 0 here. So for example, here one positive negative, so this effect is getting cancelled out. Here positive and negative, so this effect is getting cancelled out. Positive and negative, so this effect is getting cancelled out. Positive and negative, so this effect is getting cancelled out. So this effect and this effect will get cancelled out here. So charges are appears to be presence on the surface of the dielectric substance here. So here whatever the charges present inside the dielectric substance here, these charges will get neutralized. Why? Because consist of positive and negative ions, so these charges will get neutral here. So charges present only on the surface of the dielectric material. So because of these induced charges, there exists a induced electric field inside the dielectric material. So hope you are understanding here. So look at here. So I will place one dielectric material in presence of uniform electric field. So if I kept the dielectric material in presence of uniform electric field, so these molecules will align in a particular direction here because of the external electric field. So in that situation, so if I consider that a dielectric substance, inside the dielectric substance, these charges will get neutralized here. So charges are appears to be present on the surface of the dielectric substance here, and because of these induced charges there exists a induced electric field. So that induced electric field is opposite to the direction of the applied electric field here. So look at here, what is the direction of external electric field here? So this is the direction of external electric field, positive to negative. So because of the induced charges on the surface of the dielectric material, there will be a electric field. That electric field I will name it as the induced electric field. What is the direction of this induced electric field? Positive to negative here. Positive to negative means, shall I take this is the direction of induced electric field. So this is the direction of external electric field and this is the direction of induced electric field. So now I want to calculate that what is the net electric field inside the dielectric substance here. So net electric field inside the dielectric substance. Net electric field inside the dielectric substance. So look at here. So net electric field means, so shall I take that external electric field minus of induced electric field. So net electric field E is equal to E naught minus of E of I here. So where E of I means induced electric field. Now I want to calculate that what is the value of this induced electric field. So shall I take that induced electric field. So E of I is equal to E naught minus of net electric field here. So look at here, induced electric field value. So E of I is equal to E naught minus of E, where E is equal to what? So E is equal to E naught by K here. Why? Because electric field is inversely proportional to dielectric material, or so relative permittivity concept we consider in that first chapter. So E is equal to E naught by K here. So if I substitute that E value in equation 1, so for example, treat this is equation 2. So I want to substitute equation 2 value in equation 1. So then induced electric field becomes E of I is equal to E naught minus of E naught by K. Why I write it that E is equal to E naught by K? Why? Because electric field is inversely proportional to dielectric constant here. So E is equal to E naught by K here. So otherwise I will rearrange here. So induced electric field E naught, if I take common, means 1 minus of 1 by K here. What is the equation for induced electric field in case of a dielectric material? E of I is equal to E naught 1 minus of 1 by K. In case of that induced electric field, so I want to write that surface charge density. So in terms of surface charge density, so sigma of I. Why? Because E is equal to what? Sigma by epsilon naught. So sigma of I is equal to sigma naught 1 minus of 1 by K, where in terms of charge, induced charge is, so Q of I is nothing but a induced charge into Q naught 1 minus of 1 by K. So these are all the different equation. So this equation is induced electric field here. So this is induced surface charge density. So this one is induced charges here. So in case of the dielectric polarization, if I place the dielectric material in presence of uniform electric field, then what happens here? So the charges will induce on the surface of the dielectric substance here. So this is the required equation for induced electric field in case of a dielectric material. This is surface charge density and this equation is for induced charges here. So hope you are understanding here. So since from the first chapter we are using the concept charges and field, then what is the exact real use of these charges? What is the necessity of to understand the charges here? So from the charges, so we are having lot of applications. If I store the charges, I am having lot of application by storage of the charges. Then how will you store the charges? First I need to understand. So in case of that capacitance of a conductor. So for example, in case of a capacitance of conductor means, so that capacitance I will name. So that capacitance of a conductor, it measures that ability to store the charges. So different materials having different ability to store the charges. Similarly, for example, in order to store the water, so different volume of the tank having different capacity to store the charges. Now I would like to understand that capacitance of a conductor, different materials having different capacity or a different ability to store the charges. So if I store the charges, I am having lot of application I said. So first I would like to understand what is that capacitance of a conductor. So if the charges are getting stored means I am having lot of applications. So first I would like to consider that what is the capacitance of a conductor here. So in case of that capacitance of a conductor, so with the help of dielectric materials only I can able to store the charges here. So that's what I discuss about a dielectric substance here. So now let me begins with a capacitance of a conductor. So let me start with capacitance. Capacitance of conductor. So what is the exact mean of this capacitance of a conductor here? So capacitance of a conductor, it measures that ability to store the charges I said. So different materials having different ability to store the charges. Similarly, different tanks having different capability to store the water. In the similar aspect, so different conductors or different materials having different capacity to store the charges or ability to store the charges, I will name it as a capacitance. So in order to understand the concept of capacitance, so for example, so I am having one conducting material here. So if I provide charge to this conducting material, so if I provide the charge means its potential value will getting rises here. So look at here. So if charge Q is provided, if charge Q is provided, so then what happens here? If charge Q is provided means its potential value will get rises here. Its potential value rises. So look at here. If you provide charge to that any conducting material, its potential value will getting increases here. So it means that Q is proportional to V here. So if you provide more kind of charges, its potential value will get increases. So if I remove this proportionality constant, so I will write it as a Q is equal to C into V here. This constant proportionality I will name it as a capacitance of a conductor. So what's that constant term indicates here? So this constant term indicates that capacitance of a conductor. So C, shall I write this equation as a Q by V here? C is equal to what? C is equal to Q by V here. So look at here. So in case of that capacitance of a conductor, so from the capacitance we would like to understand that, so it measures, so it gives the information about that, so different materials having different ability to store the charges. So it measures the ability to store the charges. So basically I need to understand that word capacitance means it is ability. So it is the ability to store the charges. So different materials having different capability to store the charges here. So if you provide charge to that any conducting material, its potential will getting rises here. So Q is proportional to V here. If I remove this proportionality constant, so I will write it as a Q is equal to C into V here. This constant term I will name it as a capacitance of a conductor. So from this equation I can able to define that capacitance here. So how will you define the concept of capacitance? C is equal to Q by V. So capacitance means it is the ratio of charge to that of potential. So how will you define the concept of capacitance here? So in case of that capacitance, so I would like to define the concept of capacitance. So it is the ratio of charge required to rise the potential. So for example, so in order to increase the potential of that any substance or any conducting material, so in order to increase the potential, what suppose I have to do here? In order to increase the potential, so I would like to provide more number of charges here. So if you are going to be increase the charges, then its potential value will get rises here. Then how will you define the concept of capacitance here? So it is the ratio of amount of charge required to rise its potential. So it is the ratio of amount of charge required to rise its potential. Amount of charge required to rise its potential. So I will name this one as a capacitance. So how will you define that capacitance of a conductor? It is the ratio of amount of charge required to rise its potential value. So in order to rise the potential value, what suppose I have to do? I have to provide more number of charges here. So in case of that capacitance, so I will write that equation, C is equal to Q by V here. So SI unit of this capacitance is, so in order to honor the scientist, so I will name that SI unit of capacitance is farad. What is the SI unit of capacitance here? SI unit of capacitance is farad. Then what do you mean by that 1 farad here? So for example, 1 farad is equal to, charge is nothing but 1 coulomb I will consider, and potential is 1 volt. How will you define that 1 farad here? So what do you mean by 1 farad here? So a capacitance is said to be 1 farad if 1 coulomb of charge is provided in order to rise its potential by 1 volt. What do you mean by 1 farad here? So capacitance is said to be 1 farad. When will you take that capacitance as a 1 farad? So on what basis I will consider that capacitance is equal to 1 farad here? I need a reference. So for that purpose, I want to define 1 farad here. A capacitance is said to be 1 farad if 1 coulomb of charge is provided to that material in order to rise its potential by 1 volt here. In order to rise the potential by 1 volt, how much charge I need to supply here? 1 coulomb of charge I need to supply here. So that capacitance is equal to 1 farad here. A capacitance is said to be 1 farad if 1 coulomb of charge is required or 1 coulomb of charge is provided to rise the potential by 1 volt. So that is 1 farad. So what is the dimensional formula for this capacitance? So look at here, dimensional formula for capacitance. C is equal to Q by V. So Q divided by potential value, V is equal to what? So V is equal to W by Q. So from that electrostatic potential, W by Q, so Q square divided by W here. So W is nothing but a work done here. So Q shall I write it as a current into time whole square here. So Q I will write it as a current into time here. So current into time divided by work here. Current into time divided by work. So current in terms of ampere, time means T square here. What is the dimensional formula for that work done here? Force into displacement, m1 L square T to the power of minus 2. Then what is the dimensional formula for capacitance here? M to the power of minus 1 if it goes to numerator, and L to the power of minus 2. So minus 2 if it is goes to numerator, plus 2. So T to the power of 4 and A to the power of 1 here. So what is the dimensional formula for capacitance? M to the power of minus 1, L to the power of minus 2, T to the power of 4 and A to the power 1 here. So hope you are understanding introduction about the capacitance. In next videos